Hello and welcome to another episode of PopCulture Reacts, and we have a queue jumper right now with the brand new Metallica song "Screaming Suicide," which, of all things, you were the one that told me that it had come out, and I didn't know
I
about
know.
it.
I was absolutely shocked to, and it showed up on my YouTube rather than me kind of seeing anything other than that. And I sent you a message, assuming you were going to say, "Yeah, heard it," blah 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 blah. blah. But no, you were just like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, score one for the good guys." I would say that because it was a fresh new Metallica song, we ran straight back from where we were to record this, but that's not strictly true, is it? And potentially with copyright claims, by the time you see this, it could be like 4 days later. So I don't want you to think that it takes us that long to run anywhere. But we did kind of go, let's do this as a priority. I think we did like to turn as a priority, didn't we? But unfortunately, we
Yeah,
kind of got held up by a couple of days. But they're a band you love, aren't they? So like, if a band either of us loves does a release, well, one, I think you'd cry if I didn't let you listen to it as soon as possible, and two, it just feels kind of right to give a bit of love and care to bands that we love that are still releasing or got new tracks out.
yes. Spotify today has been trying to ruin this reaction by trying to force me to listen to it after everything I was listening to today, but I have avoided it, so this will be completely new to me.
Yep.
So yes, I am looking forward to hearing new Metallica and getting all the joy out.
And
And
Sim. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
as I
Sorry.
say, and you get to moan about it like last time.
Well, no, no, no. I was going to say similarly to you, this will be my first time, but that's where my full stop starts. No, piss taking aside. I said it in the last one. I said, and Metallica of old. I still have a lot of love for a lot of songs, and I do go into every one of their songs kind of hoping that they capture that magic for me again. But you know, we shall see.
So let's scream suicide.
Let's go. Um, I was going to say, like, do we want to touch on the video first? Because I think, regardless of thoughts and feelings on the song, I think that's probably the least interesting part of the discussion. The video for this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
Um, it looks as though they recorded this and the Lux Eterna video at the same time.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
didn't turn on the flashy lights.
Yeah, it's the dudes playing it, which is fine. But I don't mean it as a massive criticism, but it's them playing in black and white. It is what it is, isn't it? Like, so
Yeah.
there's no grand video here. So I thought, let's kind of get that out of the way and park it, so we don't come back to what is probably drab compared to discussing the song. So yeah, go for it. Like, where does this sit for you as a Metallica song? And I guess your thoughts, your feelings. Spill your beans.
Musically, I love it. This is the first time on a recent Metallica thing that James's voice struggles in this,
Oh, I'm glad you
and
said it, because I thought I was
and
going to sound
that's
really mean when I went into that bit, because yeah, I thought
yeah
that first 3 minutes he was getting swallowed by what was going on around him, but did pick up about the 3 minute mark.
yeah. Obviously, James been doing this for 40 odd years, and hard drinking, smoking, and everything else that he's done for many of those years has
Oh, him! I
obviously
thought you were talking
taken
about
its
yourself
toll.
then.
But yeah, no, this because lyrically, this I hate to say it's an important song, but the subject matter is very important, and the fact that someone's writing a song about suicide and the suicidal mindset um, is an important thing, and lyrically, this is amazing for what it's saying. But I just wish it was James from 10 years ago when he wasn't as croaked vocally. Um, loving
I'll
the
be
solo,
interested. I'll be
loving having
interested to
solos
kind of
back.
to look at that lyrics, because I'll be honest, I didn't pick up most of them, and that, like, it wasn't that it was so weak, but I just didn't. I A couple of bits kind of in the chorus, but yeah, I presume because the song is called "Screaming Suicide" that it has a message about suicide. But yeah, I I can't dispute that the lyrics are good, nor can I back it up, because I didn't notice most of them. Is the honest
Um,
truth, and but as I say, I think it is something that I'll quite happily kind of have a read of them afterwards, because they just didn't. Partially, yeah, because I think the music was dominating over what was coming out vocally for the early part of it.
yeah, but as I said, love seeing solos back in Metallica songs. More of Kirk absolutely fucking ripping up solos makes me happy inside. Um, but yeah, as I said, the only thing with this is if I could have had James 10 years ago, James singing it instead of today, James, and I think that you have a much better song.
It's odd, because I didn't think you were going to go down this road. I really didn't. I thought you were going to come out of it, and I thought you'd be semi pro it because you love them, but I thought you would be down the lines of going, yes, all right, because it's all right. It's way too long for me, like way too long. Good, it's almost double the length it should be for what it does. Um, but yeah, I think even like comparatively with, and I guess the problem is I'm looking at the Metallica I like of old. I go, doesn't really do anything great, does it? It's just fine. It's like nothing's done badly, but it's not. I mean, this would be a not because of it being bad, as I say, but this would be a skip more often than not for me if it come up on a playlist. I go, oh, here's that song from that album that's okay. But
Yeah,
I'm really surprised to hear you kind of go, yeah, like really enjoyed the music, because yeah, I just thought it was there without doing anything spectacular.
yeah, I think it's because I've been through a lot of the stuff when they have done very little, and the whole St. Anger stuff where they don't have solos, and sort of having those bits back in, just like, oh, I like this, I like these bits. Um, but again, then sometimes with some bands, you are just automatically tuned to like it anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I mean, with
Well, you say
Metallica,
yes. I'm not generally like, and don't get me wrong, we all have little snippets of it, but no, that doesn't kind of ride for me. Like I don't I don't have bands where I'd like it. Like if they don't do a good song, it's not a good song, or if they do an average one, it's an average one. Like, but I do get it. Like I do kind of get the concept. I guess for me, it's always been more like that with football clubs, although hard to say that at the moment. And I won't talk about my proclivities, but generally, like your team's the best team in the world every Saturday, even if they're not. And so yeah, I do get the concept, but yeah, it's hard because I don't want to. I feel like I'm coming down on it like harder than maybe I mean to, but because an average song by a good band is still better than you and I could knock up, isn't it? But
yeah,
I just have an expectation, I think, that it would be better than this or more exciting, maybe, or harder, or whatever it is, but it's just there. This feels like a middle of an album track when they're trying to fill out an album to me. They've gone, we've had this one in the locker for a long time. And again, not talking about the lyrical side of it, because I wasn't picking up on the lyrics much. But this feels like, yeah, middle of an album track where you kind of go, I know that when we chose not to put on the last album, bring it out for this one because we've got to get an extra track in. It is how I'd describe it.
so I'm so far, I would say this is better than Luxa Turner, but this is on a first listen. Let me give it a little bit
Whereas
more.
I think I was more critical of Luxa Turner, but I think Luxa Turner was better than this because at least Luxa Turner had a bit of something to it and had a much better solo as well. But
And was shorter, which helps you with your
the thing is,
attention
we
span.
say that though. We say that it's not. I love. I love length. There you go. Clip that one for a YouTube short. I love length when it's justified. I don't like it for the sake of it, and this felt like for the sake of it. And sometimes you've just done your job, and if you're not going to do anything else with it, don't outstay your welcome. And this one for me does, because it's just not musically, and as we say, his voice is struggling to compete with what's going on musically early doors in it. So why would you continue that for 5.5 minutes? I think it leans in that.
Yeah. I'm interested to see the rest of the album when it comes out in April. Of course, I will be all over it and get it the day it comes out because that's what I do. Um, I don't know if we'd do a whole album review on the album
Why not?
because can do.
Well,
But
and we only need to do 10 of the tracks now because we've got through 2 of them already, so it's fine.
but more importantly, what do you lot think of it down there?
Yeah, yeah. And like, I mean, you never know how many people are going to watch these videos, but I think probably we'll get more Metallica fans than non-Metallica fans watching it, because often that'll be the case, wouldn't it? You kind of go, oh, I know that
Yeah,
band, I'll watch a reaction on it. But I'd be interested to hear from, like, obviously the die-hard Metallica fans, but anyone who's watching this who isn't a Metallica fan, like what, or don't know much about them, like what do you think of it as well?
yes. As always, like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and we will be back very soon with more joys. Goodbye.